Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'll be sharing these episodes with Nay. We're certified psychic mediums, and this is season 2 of Hello from the Other Side. During the season's episodes, we'll be connecting independently to the energy of a missing child from the United States. All we've been given is a name, a photograph, and the year they went missing. As you watch, you may begin to notice moments where our readings overlap or where similar evidence comes through. We hope that the insights shared today might bring comfort, clarity, or may even assist those still searching for these precious children. At times, you might notice that our independent readings seem quite different from one another. This doesn't mean that those differences should be dismissed. Sometimes the pieces that seem unrelated at first do come together to reveal the whole or different parts of the story. So please remember the information we share is received psychically. It reflects our intuitive impressions and should not be taken as factual or verified information.
So tonight, tuning in to the soul of Cherrie Mahan and looking to make a connection and bring through any evidence that she can show me. And I can feel that Cherry's on my left-hand side, so I feel that she has passed. And I immediately want to bring up a brother for her as well, a baby brother, so a younger brother there. I also want to talk about mum and a close relationship with a mother, and that she looks a lot like her mother as well, and particularly in her eyes. So I believe her mum has really dark eyes as well, and dark features too. So dark hair and dark eyes, and it's they look very similar there. Okay, just seeing a bit of a bridge, but I'm going to try and get a bit more information. So in terms of her personality, just being made aware of this really precocious, sassy, gorgeous little girl, school age, because I see her at school with some little friends, particularly a cute little blonde girl as well, them being quite close. And I feel as though they're kind of neighbourly as well, so that everyone's sort of living in the same area. Maybe not directly next door, but just like within cooey of each other there. Yeah, so dressed, I see her in just a cute little dress, white socks and like Mary Jane style shoes there. Also being made aware of getting to school with mum as well, because I feel walking there, because I feel her walking side by side with mum as well to get to school, so walking with her mother. And bringing her to that day that she went missing, please. I'm being made aware of a celebration or something sort of fun happening around this time. Okay, and just and being made aware of like panic, and I feel as though that's mum's panic. Like, where is she? And neighbours coming. Okay, so I feel like we're in her neighbourhood and people coming out of their houses and like people calling out for her and being like in the area that she lives in. So like it feels like she's been taken from her house or like from her yard. Where are we? I feel like we're outside. So I don't feel as though she was in the home when she was taken. I feel like she's outside. And I feel like she was just really close to the yard and just scooped up. And it's almost as though, so I just heard someone say plucked out of thin air. Like it's like she's been plucked from wherever she was. So I feel as though someone saw her there and she's been taken. Why? I feel like this has happened on a school day and it's like after school. And I just feel like she's just been plucked there. Okay. And mum just being really flustered, not knowing what's going on. The time, like it's in the afternoon, so I feel school's finished. it's in the afternoon. It's not dinner time yet, but it's like the sun is going down. So we're sort of later in the afternoon. Okay, it feels quite cool as well. The weather feels quite cool, so maybe like winter. Okay, and I'm also getting a van here as well, parked here. A van, and a gentleman that works and owns this van. A gentleman driving this van that owns this van. I feel like this van is white, and I feel as though this gentleman wears a jumpsuit uniform as well, and it is blue. It's a blue jumpsuit. Why is it blue? What's he do? I feel it's pale blue. I feel he has, I see he has a mustache here, and dark features. So dark mustache, dark hair. How old? I would place him, oh, I'd almost say late 40s for this gentleman. And okay, and I also feel he almost feels like, just judging by what he's wearing, makes me feel like he works in some sort of institution, like whether for a school or a hospital, doing some sort of cleaning job or janitor type job. Because he's wearing like these, like coverall, like a jumpsuit, pale blue jumpsuit. I feel like it has a distinguishing patch here as well, indicating like where he works, like it's a proper uniform there. So like maybe if he works in a hospital, like the hospital's badge on his jumpsuit there. And I'm also getting like the clip-on badge, like he actually has a name badge that he wears with this as well. Actually getting a name now, and I'm going to say like initial H comes through for this gentleman. And I thought I heard like Herb. Okay, and I want to talk about Cherrie, what's happened here. So I feel as though Cherrie, the doors have been opened in the back of this van. It feels like two doors, and I feel as though she's been placed in the back of this van. I do get electrical tape around her hands as well, and as though she's been gagged around her mouth. The houses on this road, they're not on the road, like roadside, they're back a bit. So her muffled screams won't be heard because the houses are just back from the road. Are just back a bit. And that's on both sides. It's a very green area here. Very green area. Okay. And I feel like she's in the back of the van trying to look through the windscreen from the back to see where she is and where she's going. Very astute, very smart girl. Thinking, and she's scheming in her head around how she's going to run away once the door's open. She's going to fight and she's going to run away. Because she's tough. She's really tough. There's a bit of a mouth on her as well. Okay. But yeah, she's really tough. Okay, I feel as though he has driven her somewhere really remote as well, and she is in some sort of lodgement. He's pulled her out of the car, out of this van, and she's been moved into an inside area somewhere remote. Refusing food there as well. It's like he's offered her food and she's refused. Making me aware that she was assaulted at this point as well. And I do feel as though she has sustained injuries to her neck here. And I do feel as though this relates to her passing as well. So I do feel as though she was strangled. And she's showing me something around her neck there as well, as though something's been used to strangle her. Dear girl, what's happened? Okay. Making me aware that there is a bridge in this as well. So I do see this van driving over a bridge, and I feel as though it's as though she's just been tossed in over this bridge, over the side of this bridge. I feel as though there's water that runs under this bridge as well. So she's been tossed into this water, into this waterway. Okay. Where are we? In terms of where we are, I am getting an M. Okay. Because she's in a very green area and she's picked up in the late afternoon. I almost feel as though they drive until the next day. So they've driven quite a ways. And she's showing me a gas station as well. So like having to stop and fill up as well. Someone saw this van too when she was picked up after. No, before she was picked up, someone saw this van. Almost like, that's out of place. Like someone just having that thought, that's out of place. And that person having a lot of guilt around that as well. As though, they should have copied the plates, or they should have slowed down to see who was driving, or that sort of, and what is that? I actually think they looked. I think they looked to see, and there wasn't anyone in the driver's seat. Because I feel as though they thought it was strange, and they sort of noted that van was there. This white van. Okay. But yeah, I feel as though it's sort of that picked up in the afternoon, driven overnight. But, maybe not driven overnight, but she pulled out of the vehicle the next day. And she's showing me the clock, so I'm getting 11, and it's 11 a.m. because the sun's out. So picked up in the afternoon after school, taken out of the vehicle at 11 a.m. And Mum, oh dear Mum. Because Mum's had a really hard life herself, and it's almost as though she's then had to spend her life searching for her daughter. She does have a son, so there is that little brother. She's got a little brother. But it's like Mum never recovered from this. And Mum never recovered from this.
So I saw a man, the first thing I saw was a trailer, a white trailer, maybe had a couple of colours, and there was a gentleman waiting, and I felt like he had a grey beard or like more white hair, white beard. And then I saw him putting on his boots and going out, and he went out crunching in the snow, and then he returned, and there was concern and panic. Then I saw what looked like a van, one that you couldn't see the back panel or the windows at the back. So I felt like wasn't so much they were covered, but it was like it was almost advertising on the van, and it was blue and had different colors on the bottom of it, but the main part was blue. I felt like there was windows, and you can only see one way because like the advertising or the blue covered those windows, or there was no windows at the back. And what I saw is that he stopped, basically shuffled her into the back of the vehicle. I don't feel like she even really had an opportunity to say very much. I don't even feel like he secured her. I feel like there was no seats. It was just a metal tray at the back. Basically threw her in and then shut the door, got in and started driving. I saw that he was quite a well-built man, not really, not really tall, kind of average height, brown hair, and he's got a brown beard and a mustache. He has a beanie on his head. I felt like it was red, and it had an emblem at the front with some white and blue in that emblem. He has thick set hands, and he's strong. He felt like a real outdoors man and a real solid, silent type. Very, very muscly. Um, I felt like that something about this van had some of the business advertising on the back of it. I felt like he worked on the outdoors. Um, Maybe, I don't know if there's any skiing around the area, but like association with wilderness and spruce trees and outdoors. Um, so yeah, it was very quick, the abduction, and I don't think she realized she was timid. She was very subdued and confused. I don't feel like there was much interaction. And off he drives. He doesn't say anything, but his pulse is quickened. It's done now. He's taking her. I feel like he's taking her north of where the pickup point was, and it feels like towards a lake. And he's going to a cabin or a chalet. At some point, he drives off the highway to the right-hand side, and it's more isolated. There's a lot more trees, and it's very rural kind of setting. The when So there are other cabins, but not really nearby. And I just feel like the lake's not that far, but he's not on the lake side. There's some wilderness between this cabin and the lake. I feel like this is his house of residence and he lives there alone. And this was a sexually motivated crime. I feel like it was premeditated, that he was looking out for remote drop-offs, school bus drop-offs, seeing like a yellow school bus. I'm seeing that he was noted. It was noted. I'm looking at the back of the school bus. So he was traveling behind the school bus, and I'm seeing kids' faces, noticing his vehicle. I don't think anyone has any idea what this man is like. I don't feel like he has a wife or children. I don't feel like he's very close to anybody. He really is the gruff, silent, isolated type. I'm feeling like a sexual intensity. This was something he wanted to do. When they enter the cabin, it feels to me like it's already been set up. It's small. There's a furnace kind of in the not set against the wall, just out a little bit into the lounge. The lounge is not big, but it feels like there's been an area set up on the floor with like an eider down on maybe a mattress ready for this abduction. So he's prepared. I feel like it's fairly intense, and she becomes very kind of unwell. I feel like this goes on for a period of time, a couple of days, and once she's kind of in and out of consciousness, I just feel like she becomes quite compromised in her health and wellness. And once she's starting to lose her kind of the life force of her, or she's not of as much interest to him. I do feel like he goes out for groceries. He comes back with a paper bag with some food, and he's kind of looking at her, and it's almost like she's not much good to him now, and the desire is not there. So now I feel like she's showing me that she's looking down on her body. For the property number, I'm getting like a 1228 or something like that as the number. Like, I don't know if there's a highway or state 28, but I'm getting a 28 and it looks like a state sign as well. I'm getting I'm getting a Leroy, and I'm getting a Charlie, and maybe vaguely a Graham as well. Um, a Jess, um, Patricia as well. It's just names. I'm just seeing if there's any names associated. I'm hearing spruce trees. Um, there, when you come in the driveway, there's a dog. It's like a husky. He's greeted by the dog. And at the back of the home, it's like a shed attached to the home, like which has firewood. And I feel like he's kind of meticulous about, and may even have been pre-organized, but the grave is underneath the wood in the wood, and that's stored at the back. So she's buried very close to the home. I'm kind of feeling to see if there's any other children remains, possibly one, I'm not 100% sure about that. He feels like he's quite close to his mother, like he was caring for her at that time, and she was quite elderly and quite unwell, but she didn't live with him. She lived separately. I feel like he drove trucks or something along those lines. He might have had brown eyes, stockish build, not slim, woodman type. He does leave footprints in the snow. His boots that he's wearing are not leather boots. They're some that you pull something tight at the top to stop water or going into them, or maybe snow. Yeah, I got Graham, Percy, or Parson. He was not a person of interest. It's unknown assailant. I'm getting the number 34, so maybe he was aged 34. I feel like there was a component of this which really sickened him as well. He followed it intently, but it wasn't that he was sinister, he was just quite cold. I'm just going to ask if there's any other clues, or her remains are still under this wood pile. As you come up the driveway, the house is on towards his house. The house is on the left-hand side. The wood pile is behind that. I feel like it's quite a rustic, small, one-bedroom kind of cabin. He didn't have much. Um, he played out a fantasy. Okay. Oh, I did get something for a license plate, like WAG 25. WAG 25 might be relevant as well. Worked on the line, drove trucks, a loner, was never appeared suspicious to anybody, just a bit gruff. I think his interactions were kind of fine enough, but yeah, he had a bit of a drawl as well. But she seems like quite a quiet, timid, well-behaved girl, completely taken by surprise. So I just want to send out some love and blessings to Cherrie and her family as well.